Housing costs are still out of reach. Your housing director has proposed something that has enraged your MAGA friends, which is this 50-year mortgage idea. So is that really a good idea?
It's not even a big deal. It might help a little bit.
Help a little bit, that you'll be paying more in interest rate than the value of the house.
Yeah, I wonder who it's helping. It's certainly not the people who are trying to build equity.
Exactly. And that's what I think this guy doesn't understand. I don't think he's ever received a property that wasn't even given to him or funded by originally his dad, right?
Exactly. Generational wealth is not going to happen if you have to pay 50 years before you finally own your home. I can think of a lot of better ways to spend money, and I hear you've got a bill to deal with that.
Oh, yeah. No, it's called Make Housing Affordable and Defend Democracy. It takes that $175 billion in the one big, beautiful bill to turn ICE and CBP into his own personal national police force and uses that money to invest in housing, to create a housing boom that hasn't been seen since World War II. Tax credits to build starter homes that are affordable for first-time home buyers. Down payment assistance, rental assistance, converting old commercial and office space or underutilized into housing.
Amazing. The threat is real. We're seeing people detained, traumatized. The ICE risk that people feel just walking out of their homes, and to offer the opportunity to see that transition to real stability and real investment in their futures. It's absolutely what we should be doing.
I think that, to me, would be the most fundamental change that we could make that would benefit all of our federal government and all of our country, is to get money out of politics and to finally implement a system of public financing of elections so that real people's voice can be heard.
Could it really just be appealing to Trump's ego that gets a pardon? Could it really just be weighing in by Trump's fellow travelers, the Ed Martins and the Roger Stones, that got this convicted drug trafficker freed with a pardon? Could that really be it? Could that be the complete explanation for why Trump has given this extraordinary pardon? I don't think that's everything.
We're a resilient economy. We've worked hard to diversify our economy over the years, but there's no question it's going to have a short-term and medium-term impact on our economic development.
Do you? And that leadership is at the top of the Department of Defense, and that's Pete Hegseth. Clearly an unqualified person, had no business being 1,000 yards from the Pentagon, and now he's...
So the question before this United States Senate right now is not whether Ukraine is going to hang in there and fight. They've proved again and again that they will hang in and fight. If Ukraine won't falter in that fight, the U.S.
The only path forward is a common-sense bipartisan federal framework that supports cost transparency, establishes predictable and fair joint-use protocols and timelines, and ensures adequate investment in state and local permitting staff who are already overburdened by other jobs, particularly in our rural areas, trying to meet all of the requests that they get with insufficient personnel.
There's absolutely no doubt in my mind this one big beautiful bill will go a long ways and be hugely beneficial to help pass family farms and ranches to the next generation.
By balancing environmental standards with economic growth, Congress must support President Trump's efforts to strengthen America's economic resilience and our national security.
And if 91% of the workers are immigrants, it seems to me that that's an obstacle and an issue that we also need to address at some level here in this committee.
And under advisement here. For many families, homeownership remains for the most reliable path towards wealth building and long-term financial stability. Let's just all be honest. Unfortunately, what has long been a core tenet of the American dream has become harder for younger Americans to achieve, as recent data shows that the average first-time home buyer is now 40 years old. Mr. Sears,
I just want to be clear. Are you supportive of military action that includes airstrikes and even boots on the ground if need be?
Why don't we put this into context, right? This is not what the United States, we have the legal framework We have created, meaning the administration, the Republican Party in power, has created a framework of legality. We have the laws supporting us.
So if Republicans are serious about preventing the mega healthcare hike, they should work with us right now to pass a clean one-year extension as fast as possible, literally right now. And if
So we'll be doing investigations, we'll be holding hearings. Now, here's one thing that's important to know. None of us, especially me, none of us want there to be drugs killing Americans in the United States. But that's not what this is about.
For 4 years, Joe Biden and pro-crime Democrats turned our border into a New York City subway turnstile. No fare enforced, just hop right on in. It was
amazing. The threat is real. We're seeing people detained, traumatized, the ICE risk that people feel just walking out of their homes. And to offer the opportunity to see that transition to real stability and real investment in their futures. It's
exactly. And that's what I think this guy doesn't understand. I don't think he's ever received a property that wasn't even given to him or funded by originally his dad, right?
Exactly. Generational wealth is not going to happen if you have to pay 50 years before you finally own your home.
Of the NATO Parliamentary Assembly, somebody who fought hard and passionately for the things he believed in, but also worked across the aisle on a lot of bipartisan legislation on this.
The buck stops with the Secretary of Defense. And it wouldn't be the first time that a secretary has had things go on that they don't like or they don't approve of or whatever, but there is a sense of responsibility when you're a leader to take accountability for these things. And that's